Hey everyone, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Friday morning's live stream with all y'all purpose-driven traders. Glad that you're here. I'm really excited for today. I don't know, I feel in the mood. That's always good when you feel in the mood and you feel aligned with the purpose of Christ. It's always a good feeling. Either way, I'm glad that you're here this morning. Saying hi in the chat. Jason, John, Hot Rod, good morning. Georgette, good morning. Glad to see you here. Today we're going to stay and maintain our faithfulness with the resources we've been given us. We're going to watch the market. We're going to see what opportunities we got. And we're going to do something about it. All right? Good morning, Jay Britt. Steel. Oh, I know Ryan. I know. What's up, Ryan? RCS, what's up? I just kind of read it and I start saying it and then I have to remember. Oh, I know the name. What's up, Alan? Good morning. Living room. That's a great. I love it. What's up, Joe? How you doing? From KC. All right. You know what? When we get a big enough audience, when I get a big enough audience and, we got several hundred people on here, probably anywhere from 5 to 800 people, we might do a get together. Wouldn't that be cool? Something more than likely in the Midwest. KC, Omaha, Des Moines, Colorado, somewhere around there, I think that'd be cool. Tyler, I'm sitting at profit target wondering why my eval hasn't passed. When was it? When did you pass it? Live in Kirksville, Colorado. Cool. Yeah, it's not going to pass till tomorrow. You got to wait till tomorrow. It'll take it, and a day, according to all the prop firms, is from 6 p.m. to 4 p.m. the following day. So you got to wait the entire day. But congrats on passing, my friend. That's always good news. Why don't we go ahead and do our thing? Let's open in prayer, and then we'll get started here. Father, we honor you this morning. We thank you, Father. Lord, I thank you that you're a faithful God, and we choose to be grateful for the areas you're moving in. Father, we choose to keep our eyes focused on your faithfulness. Keep our eyes focused on your provision. Our eyes focused on where you're moving in our life, and refuse to complain. We refuse to complain. We refuse to be ungrateful. We refuse to have a negative attitude. We choose to keep our eyes on you, Father. That's our posture this morning, and we go into this trading day full of confidence, trusting that you will lead and direct our steps, Father. Father, I thank you that you are the provider, and we obey your leading. I pray a blessing over everyone here, that they would be blessed with everything they set their hands to. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the market. For those inside the academy, I dropped a link with all of my levels already. You will see all the levels that I put on there if you want to know specifics on the levels. But we'll go over them here on stream. Yesterday was quite animated. I would say. Quite the drop we were able to capitalize. I traded the drop and I pretty much ended the day. Did some other things. Felt good to be done, walk away. A couple things I'm watching. This daily fair value gap right here. I'm maintaining a bullish attitude, and you'll see more on the 4 hour here. So we have this daily fair value gap that we'll, by the end of the day, know if we're going to close above or below it. Okay. It is a Friday, and let's take a look at the week. This is what we look like so far. Honestly, we could end the day, we could end like this, and I would say this looks like we're going to run for all-time highs again. Okay? The only way I'm not thinking we're going to all-time highs again, not today, but maybe next week or the day after, is if we start running down here and we start closing down here. Okay? So we got our weekly and our daily all marked out. This level is obviously a daily fair value gap. I think we're still going to leave right now. I mean, I guess there is a scenario where we could come down here and then move higher. But I don't know why we would do all this animation to the downside, then pump, do all this animated to the downside, and then get back up to this daily fair value gap. So I'm still bullish. And this 4 hour fair value gap, as I shared in Discord, is why. That level right there. If we maintain support in this level, I'm going to maintain a bullish narrative. The narrative is finding support in this 4 hour and then moving higher from there. Okay? We reached that 4 hour at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Then we wicked it again at 6 p.m. We closed inside it at 10 p.m., closed inside it at 2 a.m., and now we might close above it at 6 a.m. A lot of support there for us wanting to drop, considering how animated we were to the downside. Okay? I like that idea of potentially moving in this direction. I think we got a little more color on the hourly. We see the hourly sweep here. Let me go back to the 4 hour. But look at the 4 hour sweep we had right here. Okay? That's the 4 hour sweep I'm looking at as a bullish narrative as well. If we can close above this candle, I'm looking for the other candle to potentially push up here. We had PPI at 8:30. Our news is done for the day, and we've been consolidating for pretty much the last hour. So dropping down to the 15-minute, and this is a 15-minute fair value gap that we reached down into and tagged, and then closed all the way up here. It's the last 15-minute in this dealing range. So again, it just signals for me bullishness. We could dip back down in here and move higher. If we drop down to the 5-minute though, we do have some 5-minute fair value gaps on the lower end of this range. And here's probably the only scenario that maybe could play out that is not, I mean, there's so many different ways that it could play out. There's a breaker right here that I do like. We have already referenced it here at 5:25 a.m. this morning. But I'm wondering if we want to come back down and visit it again. Let's also mark, I've already marked our London low. There is no London high. Let's mark out midnight open. Let me shrink my face. I sometimes forget to do that. I think I mostly forget to do that. Here's midnight open. So we got levels all over the place. Our opening range gap is set. We got a premium opening range gap. We did sweep these highs right here. We did animate, have some animation to the downside. I wonder where's midpoint in this. So there's midpoint. We've reached that. We can go higher from here. I think that's how that's at least right now where I'm at as far as direction. There is a 1 minute. Did we tag that? Yes, we did. Okay, so we did tag that. We'll see. We'll see. We do have this inversion fair value gap that we've closed below, and we have not gotten back up on the 5 minute here. I'll mark that. We got 3 minutes till market opens. There's that 5 minute. Do you see the resistance we're seeing there? Okay, we've come back up into it and we're holding that resistance after PPI this morning. So we got a data low and data high in the form of PPI. So that is another angle we can look at. Data low. I want to look at both these data lows and highs being ran. All right. I think I'm ready. What do you guys think? Any other thoughts? What do we got on here? Little SMT. What about opening range gap? Yeah, no, I like the opening range gap. I'm seeing this 5 minute right here. So I if the question is, do I like 930? I'm 50-50, to be honest with you. I'm 50-50. We did sweep that low right there. We got some low resistance liquidity right there. I don't think it's... What's that? That's 30 points to midnight open. That's not terrible. I'm gonna sit. Well, I'll tell you what, that good old faithful 930 model. It consistently blows me away. So I am bullish, like I've said. I don't think we technically need to go down to these levels. I think we've done all the work we need if we want to move higher. So the question is, when? Well, there's your re-entry if you want. I mean, I wouldn't take it. I mean, we just ran the data highs. Now I'd be looking for data lows. If it gives an inversion for the data low, I probably would take it. Data high was ran, and I know data low is against my narrative, but I like the idea of the data low being ran. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna take this? It seems foolish. I didn't put the 7 a.m. high up there, did I? Where's 7 a.m.? Yeah, I mean, I mean, when I'm looking at 7 a.m. or the data high, I would have picked the data high over. And that sweep of liquidity. So we ran the sweep. We're going to move this out of the way. We've swept this high now. Buy side sweep. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of 7 a.m. It's too much right there right now. What is this level? All right, we got our 50% level tagged. I think this red level is something I've just marked. Oh, it is technically it's a breaker. But we're gonna get rid of it. We don't need that. Our big directional candle is going to be set by 10 a.m. That's really what I'm not waiting for, but it's something that I'm really interested on this 4 hour. We do have our first presented fair value gap right here. We'll go ahead and mark that. Ted, 7 a.m. Are you saying the 7 a.m. candle is drawn at the 9 a.m. candle or after 9:30? It runs both sides. So here's the 7 a.m. candle, buy side and low side. Obviously, low side was ran prior to 9:30, but you're saying that after 9:30, anytime during the morning session, it runs both the 7 anytime during the morning session. Okay. It's a little more broad. Can you narrow it down at all? We did create an order block right here. I don't like it because it's not the lowest. Got it, Ted. All right, so we just inversed the first presented fair value gap. Still paying attention here. If you inverse it again and we close above this order block, that could be probably a decent scalp to this high. Violation, and then reclaimed, and then create an order block as a result of it. We'll probably run for that high. Okay, so it reclaimed it. I personally would wait for it closing above this order block, but the chances are it's going to run all this in one. Four-hour on ES was violated right there. All right, so see how we reclaimed that first presented fair value gap and then we ran the high? Right, what I thought it was going to do. You know who I haven't seen? I haven't seen John in a minute. I don't think I've seen him this week. I don't think I've seen him at all. John Crum is here, but John B is the one I'm referring to. I don't know where Northern's been. Northern does his own thing. No, the other John. There's two Johns. Well, there's probably lots of Johns, but right now we are waiting for something to happen. We're seeing a slow trend to the upside, but not enough for me to want to do anything at the moment. We really never got a manipulation to the downside of any kind. So we're just waiting for something with more clarity. ES looks bullish on the 1 hour. We have a change in state of delivery here. We have support at this fair value gap. Our last point that I'd be watching is this 1 hour fair value gap right there. Let's see if we can close above that. Do we got the same thing on NQ here? Right here. Closes in 15 minutes here. The 1 minute inversion or 1 minute fair value gap there on that trend was violated again. So first presented was violated. The next fair value gap was violated. I am sitting on my hands right now. What's up, Eddie? What's up, Joseph? All right, so let's jump to the 15 minute. The 15 minute candle just closed. Here's what it looks like. Big wick to the upside, bodies closed inside the range. Do you guys see that? So the wick means nothing. We're paying attention to where the body closed. That body could just tell us we want to go lower now. Body closed below the daily, that data high of that 15 minute. We could run down here in that 15 minute candle and it could close in here. So this is still a possibility of hitting that data low, I think. Look how it's kind of pretty consistent right now. I think I'm going to try this. It gives me a retest of this breaker right here. I'm probably going to try it. We just created a breaker right here and we just reclaimed, we just went below the first presented fair value gap again. I'm going to take that right there. We'll see if that wants to run. I'm looking at data low at 752. 1 micro at the moment. First presented fair value gap being violated will be my out. Because if we're gonna do this ranging back and forth, this would be a reverse, this would be a turning point right here. So I'm hoping it's not, and I'm looking at the data low, looking at the breaker, or the breaker that was right here. All that being my reason to go lower here. All right, so it stayed inside that first presented fair value gap. Let's see if it holds. If we can reclaim it and we close underneath that order block, I may, because I've already started with a small position, I may add to my position. These candles are moving, I'm not gonna lie. These are big candles. I'm shocked. This is why I'm doing so small. All right, stop's gonna be at that high. Yeah, it's not wanting to do that. This is my personal account. So I have a max loss that I'll allow on this personal account for $120. It's pretty tight already. So I'm $130, I think it is. So I only have about $40 left. Actually, it might be less than that. We'll see if we can recover. This range, I didn't realize how big this range is. That's 50 handles in those 3 candles. That's a 100-point range for a breaker. Holy macaroni. That's a lot. Might just try a 20 handle scalp here. Maybe to earn back some of what I lost. Because I feel like 20 handles is pretty small in this range. Failure swing to the upside. Inversion here. The problem is if I take the inversion to the downside with my 1 micro, I'm probably going to get stopped out because of my max loss limit. So this is going to be fairly tricky to try to do. Because I still think we might do this. Failure to go higher. Failure to go lower. Right here. Inversion violated. It's the only reason why I think we could break it is because it's close to 10 o'clock. Still 50-50. I just don't know what it wants to do. Does it want to expand this way at 10 or this way at 10? Five-minute violated to the upside. 5-minute now is acting as an support. 15-minute. We haven't closed above anything. Just a lot of wicks, guys. Just a lot of wicks. I mean, the 30-minute looks like it wants to close higher more than it wants to close lower. But that could change. If I get stopped out on this one account with my limit, I'll go to my funded account or my funded accounts. I'm probably only going to trade one or two funded accounts today. We had such a crazy week that I'm content with the profit that I made, and I don't want to mess it up. Trade of 8. All right, I'm gonna see if this will expand here with my, just see if it will give it to me. I don't have much wiggle room. Nope, I'm out. It hit my max loss that I have automatically set. And it's probably gonna go. Let me switch accounts here. Yeah. Right idea. Hit the low. I just didn't have enough distance. Okay, 9 o'clock. Where are we at? The hourly. Just a big wick. Everything that was there was lost. So then here's the 4-hour. Bullish. So overall still I'm bullish here. I am still interested in that data low though. That's right, David. Hourly still represented or still respected here. We'll see. Equal lows. Here's an inversion to the upside. Just a lot of sloppy schlop. Today's not a good day for trading. Re-hit that breaker. All right, I'm gonna try. I will try this. All right. I'm in this for the data low. Be a 1-to-1 risk to reward if I do that. Maybe I want the data lows too much, huh? Am I too much set on that? It's too smooth right here too. BC thinks it's going lower. I mean, timing, I don't know how you could be any more timing specific than 10 a.m. That's, I mean, I would go all that all day. So. This will be a 80-point move if it hits. Is that 80, 30, and 30? 60. It'll be 60 based on my entry here. It's a big stop loss that's going to be hit. That's not going to be fun. Well, everything's out there, folks. Everything's out there. Yeah, it could. I don't care what it does at this point. I took my 2 tries. Technically 3. 1 would have played out, but I was too close to what I allow in that account. The ranging, for this consolidation, it being a 100-point range, that's just crazy. So this consolidation is 130 points. That's just wicked. That's wicked. Yeah. Well, let's look. Let's see what else we got going on. The equal lows, I did like. Once we hit 75 likes, folks, we'll do our daily affirmation. We have a daily affirmation for today about being a good steward, about stewardship. Learned a lot already. Well, I'm glad you learned something, my friend. Learn from my losses. Learn from my pain. JR, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying there. God is in the highs and the lows. And in the pain. He's in the pain. My pain specifically. You have been, Alan. I would be careful. Is it telling us it wants to move another direction now? Give me 20 more likes, folks, and we'll do our daily affirmation. I got it ready to go. Are we changing directions now? We might be expanding higher. We'll see. We'll wait till we leave the range. $15 more, then we will rock and roll. 5 minute. Let's see what we got in the 5 minute, huh? What's up from Kenya? Cax? Can I say Cax? I mean, honestly, we've had such a phenomenal... Tuesday was horrible. But Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday were all great. It was great price action. So we just gotta be able to handle some crappy price action and not do anything. Or respect our limits. Thank you, my friend. I'm glad it impacted you. All right, so here's where we're closing on the 5 minute. Really nothing. Here's where we are on the 15 minute. It's true. Fortunately, not much to talk about right in this, guys. I thought we might be leaving it right here, right around 10 o'clock. We made our 10 o'clock candle right here. Almost nothing on that 10 o'clock candle. Yeah. Days that we want to just, can I say, ignore? Almost there. Almost there. Almost. But not quite. Wouldn't surprise me if we just leave this right here and we roll back down inside this. There's an untapped fair value gap, and with all of this consolidation, there's a good chance we come back to that level. Ooh, especially with that candle right there, sitting right above it. To get there, though, we got to inverse that. $10.07. Like the candle is missing. I think if we can inverse this, we'll at least get down to this fair value gap. But the question is what do we do after that? Yeah, I have that happen every once in a while with TradingView. It's just a glitch. There's a candle there, but it's not there on yours. Close it. I'd close it. All right, so there's the inversion. Let's see what happens inside of this consolidated range. No idea, Ariana. It's live, but it'll be delayed by a few seconds for you guys. That could be the case. Almost there, folks. Almost there. I know it's really boring right now. I know it's really boring. Keep trading emotionally and losing. I was up and set my stop loss too soon and then tried to make it back again, and now I'm down 50 bucks, 550. Yeah, the hardest part in your trading journey is getting out of your own way. It's just the truth. It's getting out of your own way and doing what you know you're supposed to do. Not allowing all of the emotions to affect your discipline. Extremely difficult, but it's possible. You just want to place a limit order. That's all, a limit order, not a stop order, a limit order. When you place that limit order, that's what sets the levels. All right, so see how we dipped into that? We dipped into the fair value gap. Just ranging back and forth. I haven't been able to investigate Lucid Trades much because I've reached out to them to ask for some info and haven't been able to do anything with it. I have opened an account, but I haven't started one yet, so I will. That's the plan, at least. All right, so we'll see what happens at this fair value gap here. Oh, I lost a like. We're so close. There we go. Oh, all of a sudden, we've accomplished our goal. All right, why don't we take a look? Let's take a look, my friends. All right, today's affirmation is based on Matthew 21 or 25:21. Let me grab it. Her. Hallelujah. All right, so now we're dropping. I tell you what, I mean, your best option is to go long right here, to be honest with you. Just based on how price is playing out here lately. But then all of a sudden, this is the one time it's just going to go bloop. All right, here is our affirmation for today, folks. Today is about stewardship. So what does stewardship look like? What is stewardship supposed to look like? To me, it means being faithful with what the Lord places in my hands. It means not being frivolous. Are you going to have those moments? Sure. But it's repenting of those and building upon the previous day and getting better and better and submitting yourself to the Lord. Okay, so today I steward faithfully what my master has entrusted to me. I do not bury my gifts or shrink back in fear. I use what I've been given with diligence, wisdom, and courage, knowing faithfulness brings increase. Sometimes, actually, some of you just need to hear that over and over again. And saying this to yourself over and over again is a good thing. I use what I've been given with diligence, wisdom, and courage, knowing faithfulness brings increase and God honors. That is our affirmation for today. Let's be faithful with what the Lord puts in our hands. I know a lot of these things are recurring themes, but man, I almost need to hear this every day to be reminded of being a good steward. So practically, what does that look like? On my personal account, I hit my max $120 stop. Okay, so I'm done. I'm going to be done on that account. How do I know that it's possible to still trade it? Yesterday, I made $500 on it, and I had that automatic stop. Okay? So I know it's possible. So instead of saying, oh, I'm missing my opportunity, just come back and say, there'll be another opportunity another day. The price action today is crappy, right? This is outside of our market or the macro time. Oh, come on. Outside of the macro time, and now it's deciding to run. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just wicking here and going to come back up into the range. These are the days that you have a better shot of trading the range than you do trying to hit a target. I was just hoping we were done right here. No, we weren't. All right, folks, that is our affirmation for today. Let me hear your thoughts. How has being a good steward impacted your trading? How has being a good steward impacted your trading? I wish there was more here for us, guys. There's just not. All right, look at that wick up into there. If we're going to run for this low, this is where I would want to do it. What time is that? 9:29, 30, 31. If it gave us the 10:30 model, if that was 10:30, I would take this. But it's not. Yeah, so, and it's something that you have to constantly remind yourself. And it's like the Lord is saying, hey, I know that it's going to be a battle there, but I've empowered you with my grace to do this. So let's stay connected. The Lord's saying, stay connected to me and let's do this together. As a Muslim, I love that you keep your focus on God. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Good risk management is good stewardship. That is true. That's so good. It means that it might not be as exciting. And so the question is, are you addicted to the excitement, the nervousness of making big money, or are you okay with boring trades that are only a single micro? That's the question. Alan, I don't know what you mean by a joint Tradevate account. I set up an individual account and it worked right away. I've never tried to set up a joint. I'm currently setting up a business account. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know why. I think I've never set up a joint account for any of our investment accounts. They've all been individually based. You honestly get better tax advantages when they're individually based as well. when it comes to real estate, at least. Yeah, you can solve that by opening a business and have the business own the other business. So like the way my wife and I are doing everything, we have a business that is a holding company, and we have about 3 businesses within that company. And inside those business, and then those businesses are owned by the umbrella business, and we're just members of it. So it doesn't matter if it's an individual or a joint account. You can avoid that by having business structure. That's what I would do in the first place. All right. When you see a candle like this, you don't ignore it. Price action is not the best today. No. All right, I'm watching this right now. I'm deciding if I want to use it as a long position. Let's see how it holds right here. I'm watching here. It's just when you got a big candle like this, displacing candle, we want to see if it has a continuation. If it doesn't, then it means nothing. But we're waiting to see if it gets a continuation here. Yeah, that's a huge advantage too. He's talking about probate, Joseph. He's talking about if he passes away or something happens to him, that she has access to it, which is smart. All right, this is going to be my last stab, just because I'm doing play money here, and we're going to see if this works out. We have a small breaker right here. We have a manipulation phase below all of this, and this displacing candle higher. I'm going to see if we want to run these levels now after we manipulated down here. That's how I'm treating this. There's our breaker. There's our manipulation and sweep of liquidity to the downside. It's in line with my higher time frame analysis. It could have been the wick on that push lower right there, and we're going to see if we expand through this level here. If we close above this order block, my stop, well, I am going to set my stop here at that swing low, very small swing low. Let's see if we can expand through here. Honestly, this would be a good point to take some profit because we have shown resistance of breaking through this, and there might be a chance we do the same thing again. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to treat it another way. I'm going to move one of my stops to this candle's low. And give it opportunity to expand. There's 2 minutes left on the 15-minute time frame, and there's a good chance we're going to create a large order block right here. That's a good sign for potential higher prices, unless it just wants to literally run sideways. We have a 5-minute inversion. We'll take profit at here. We'll keep that stop loss there for one of my contracts. First contract I'm going to sell is at the swing high of this consolidation. Actually, I should do, I can do one at 8,981. At the new day current gap. How did I not get stopped out? I don't even know. I'm going to move all my stops to break even here for the other two remaining. We're going to keep our one stop in profit, take profit there in case it wants to come back heavy against us. We're at a turning point that it could turn. I'm hoping we can push through this right now. It's in the 11 a.m. macro. We're close to the point period of time it could do it. So we're just, that's kind of what I'm hoping for is, and I think it could be aggressive. If it does do it, it could do it in one or two candles. Raising that target up a little bit, expecting it to push past it some, not just wick it. I'm going to take one candle there, or one contract off there. I'm going to take one more off, and so I'm going to leave a runner in case we aren't wanting to do that and we just wanted to sweep the small liquidity because of how crappy this day was. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my stop in profit as well and see if we want to run higher. So that trade there replaced all my losses that I took from that previous trade, and we'll be green on today with this trade. This candle basically will be anything I make in this candle will be all green. I am green from those first two micros. That ran that ran about what it ran 50 about 60 points. So it was a 60-point trade, 60 or 70-point trade. Your entry chart is so much smoother than TradingView. Mine doesn't show that much tick data. Oh, you can change the setting. There's a setting in Tradevate that you can change. You just have to find it. Trades by Ralph, anywhere from 1 to 5 typically. There are rare occasions I'll double it. I ain't one of those multi-million-dollar traders yet. I'll get there. Looks like I might get stopped out in profit here. We'll see if it does or not. So the lesson for today is when you see consolidation, when you're seeing consolidation like this, let me go down to the 1 minute. What do we need to wait for? Okay, when we see something like this, we wait for sweep of liquidity followed by a displacement candle. This is what gave me the green light to try this trade. Okay, now what did I miss here? We tried to go short on this. We did get a sweep of liquidity and we tried to go short. We didn't get the follow through. Okay, what did we get here? A sweep of liquidity, the direction of the overall trend of where we think the market's going, and we got a large full-bodied candle. And then we had our setup right here, and that's what we took. Well, I got in lower than that. So so some of it was for about I didn't make that much. I got more like 60, 70 points. What's up, Tina? Hi, good morning. Your channel is by far the calmest and most soothing when it comes to live traders, and I only do well when I'm consistently reminded to stay rooted in Jesus, and your music is by far the best. Well, I can't take credit for the music. We can give the credit to this man right here, Lowly FM. You can't see that on your screen, but I'm going to share it if you want to see it. There it is. Lowly FM gives us the ability to license his music and play it. So that's where I pull the music from. Now, once you listen to it a lot, you're just like, all right, it's time for something different, but I haven't got anything different yet, so is what it is. Well, I am stopped out in profit there. I made back my losses and some, not much, but made some because I let that retrace a little bit. If I closed it, that would have been nice on the day. We're going to call it because obviously price action is pretty crappy right now. I would call the Friday without getting too far red or being, just stuck on your charts all day. Just go do something. There's a phrase in the trading community called touch grass. Get outside, touch grass. Or if you live in a frigid climate like I do, go roll in the snow. I'm not going to do that. I'm probably just going to work on some other stuff. So we're going to call it a day here, guys. A couple reminders. Apex is doing an 80% or 90% off sale right now. You can use the code DTJ. And if you're interested in joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, you can find more information down in the description. With that, folks, I'm going to call it a day. Put some time into some other stuff. God bless you. Stay safe. Good trading. And we will see you all on Monday. Take care.